There's also some stuff called Tuba, and it's like a coconut wine or like a sweet coconut beverage, but it's not from the juice. It's actually from the sap, and you can see this flower pod right there, that yellow flower pod. Well, before it opens up like that, it's a little tight pod. You can see inside that brown thing right there. It's just a little spear kind of pointy thing. And what you have to do to get the sap out of the tree is you tie something onto the top, you tie it onto like a limb, and you slowly pull it over a little bit. And then each day you pull it over a little bit more and a little bit more until it curves and goes down. When it goes down, then you cut the very tip of it, and then sap starts to drip out, and you put like a little bottle or a jar or something there, and you collect that sap, and you get like a small glass every day, and it's very sweet. And then if you keep that in an open container for about a week or so, it actually turns into an alcoholic beverage all by itself. And it's called Tuba or Tubo. Tuba or Tuba. I think it's Tuba. So and that's like a tropical drink here. So, and you can buy it by the gallon. By the gallon. They sell it supposedly right down the street. I may go buy some just to see what it tastes like. I don't know. They say if you leave it for like a week or more, the alcohol gets so strong that it burns your stomach. So I'm not interested in that part, but just curious as to what it tastes like. So all right, we're cruising down the beach road here, and we found a place that sells tuba, and it's well, they're actually selling the nectar from the coconut flowers, and then that turns into vinegar supposedly, and then from the vinegar it turns into wine after a month or two or something like that. So anyway, this house here, which you see is kind of buried in the ground, it's really low. They're the moonshiners, I mean the tuba people. But they don't actually turn it into wine. They just actually sell it as the nectar or the vinegar, because vinegar is popular for the cooking. But I always thought it turned into wine, and then it turned into vinegar when the wine got too old. But apparently that's not the process with the tuba. So we're gonna go here and see if we can score some moonshine. I mean some tuba coconut. Say ayo.
Ayo. Katong para sa kuan gang.
Yeah. So then this is the tuba.
The nectar. Yeah, the tuba.
Okay, this is the nectar, and it's about 80 pesos per gallon. So you get that gallon jug. And then this is the vinegar here.
3 weeks.
3 weeks until the vinegar is done.
This is just today.
So we're going to buy this nectar here. It's kind of sweet, and it's kind of like a health drink. Like vinegar. Like they do that what is called Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother and stuff. That's supposedly like good for your health. And so we're going to buy one of these and see how healthy we get. So anyway, if you find a little place like this, you'll know that it's a moonshine tavern of sorts in the Philippines. So anyway, this is the entrance here. So we're gonna do the transaction, and then we will be done and head back to our house. She's got a little baby there. Hi. How are you? You happy? You having fun at the beach? He doesn't quite know how to say hello yet. So all right, well, that's it for now. We will leave you with the shot of the moonshine cabin, and we'll be back soon. Bye for now. All right, what we got here is the actual finished product. This is tuba vinegar, and it could be like a tuba wine, maybe about halfway between the wine and the vinegar stage. And I don't know when it really gets completely to the vinegar stage or when it gets completely to the wine stage. But
what we did, we took the gallon jug that they gave us, and that was fresh tuba, just like a day old or so, straight out of the coconut tree. We poured it into a Gatorade bottle, unknowing that the fermentation process, we put a cap on it, but it was bubbling and fermenting naturally. You don't have to put any yeast in it or any sugar or any of that stuff. It just naturally ferments. This stuff just does it all by itself. And we left for the day, but then we came back. The fermentation had created so much gas and so much pressure that it blew the cap off and blew tuba all over the kitchen. So we had a mess that we had to clean up. So do not put fermenting tuba in a sealed container, because it will build up gas pressure, and certainly if it's, I don't know what it would do to glass and a cap like this, but it'll certainly blow the top off of a Gatorade bottle or a water bottle if you leave it there. So what we do, we brought the tuba home. We actually poured it through a white cotton cloth to kind of filter out whatever the extra coconut particles and stuff was, and it came up like this, kind of a whitish, clearish, cloudyish thing. Now this on this side is unfiltered here, and it's more of a brownish color. I'm sure if we filtered it, it'd probably lighten up some, and it could be just the process, how they fermented it. But in fermentation, it's supposed to go from the chemical to wine, and then to vinegar. That's the steps that it should take. So when you first get this, it probably contains some alcohol, and if you drink it, you will feel a little, you'll feel the effects. It's not super strong, but nonetheless, there's alcohol content, 3, 4, 5%, maybe 8. When fermentating, alcohol gets to 17%, it kills all the bacteria that causes the fermentation, and the process stops, and that's how you get your maximum strength wine, I guess. After that, you have to distill it. You have to boil off the alcohol if you want to get a higher concentration of alcohol. But this turns into vinegar, and that's really what our purpose was to get some coconut vinegar. And my wife made a Filipino sauce from this, and as you can see, it contains the tuba once it's fermented and become vinegar, and it just takes a couple weeks for that process to occur. Then you chop up a bunch of garlic. You chop up a bunch of the chilies, the green chilies. We chopped up the big ones that were like about this long, and then the little red ones that were about this long, we actually threw those in whole because they're really hot and spicy. And then you just kind of let it set, and it creates this really nice looking sauce. And if you smell it, it actually smells good. It smells like a dressing or something that you would want on your food. So that's basically what we wanted the tuba for. The other thing you can do is you can drink it, like Mother's apple cider vinegar. It's basically the same thing. It's 100% natural, and you just pour yourself like a shot. I pour it in this glass here each morning and drink a shot of it, and then before I go to bed. Also, it helps you sleep. So if you right before bedtime you drink a shot of this, it seems to help you sleep, and it could be the residual alcohol that's left over after the fermentation. And again, it smells like about half alcohol, about half vinegar. And so I don't know exactly how the process evolves, but if you drink this, you will get a slight alcohol buzz from it, be it vinegar or not. So anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you what tuba is, ultimately what you do with it. And again, this is you know, our wish was to make some of this sauce, and it smells really good. And I haven't put it on anything yet, but if you just smell it, it's got the garlic and the chili aroma, and it smells great. So try it yourself, see what you think. We buy these bottles for, I think normally they sell for 15 pesos. We got a discount because we bought like 2 or 3 of them, and they charge us 10 pesos each. You can get it by the gallon for about 80 pesos. So it's readily available. Usually somewhere around you in the Philippines, somebody's making tuba. So that's it for now. Bye.